Hi, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Floor Talk. Fizzy check, hit boobies today.
Skinny bitch.
TGIF, am I right? Hope everyone had a great week, Super Bowl weekend. So let me know who y'all got in the comments. But go Eagles, baby. I was coming off this high on Thursday, and it was the first day like since I've been back where I was just genuinely happy with my own company. I just literally put the phone away. I left it in my car like all day and only used it like at the gym for music, and I wasn't worried about how long I've been undelivered or what so and so replied and stuff like that. Like I was just genuinely in my element and finding happiness within the grind. And I did film a floor talk yesterday. Didn't end up posting it because I did feel like kind of a hypocrite later that night. I'm gonna hold off on that video until I feel like I'm qualified to talk about it. Which leads me into the topic of today's video, which is discipline is always the right answer. Like, period. Since being on my self improvement journey, I always had that in the back of my mind. It was never really put to the test, like truly, until today. I was going about my day. I woke up just in this negative mindset. As I was working on my homework, I was just hit with like these urges. Like I just want to scroll so bad. Like I didn't want to do my work. I just wanted to go on Instagram and TikTok and these websites and shit. And it took every ounce of willpower in my body to resist. And I was literally to the point I was like shaking. Like I never even felt this way before in my life. I knew I had two alternatives in that moment. I could have caved in, done the bad habit, that I thought was pleasure at the moment, right? That I thought was fun. I just wanted to, go on the explore page, right? And who knows what that could have led to? Just some down bad shit. But I could have done that and then set myself up for long term failure and misery and just regret and like this shame, right? And it would have just destroyed my confidence and my aura. But the other option on the table was to finish my work and go out for a run like I usually do and go to the gym, throw around some weight. Those are my two options. And I was looking outside, it was rainy, it's cold, windy, just like the nastiest conditions you could imagine. And man, like I was so close to just caving in and just scrolling and being like, screw this, and like just coping really. But just something in me, just deep down, told me like, this isn't the right way. Like discipline is the right answer. Like you have to do this. So I literally just had to force my body to move. I just got dressed. And then after a while, like kind of got more locked in, got out the door. And then instantly, like as I started my run, I just knew like for a fact that I made the right decision, like in that moment. And I was like, yeah, thank God that I didn't start scrolling or doing all this down bad shit. And in that moment, I knew that discipline is always the right answer. Like there's no question about it. Like you're never going to regret any kind of hard work you put in, and you're never going to regret choosing the disciplined task. We're always fighting these battles in our minds like, oh, should I, do my homework, or, should I just like watch some YouTube and kick it, play some video games, right? We kind of like cope in our minds, like saying, oh, yeah, just a little bit is okay. And then next thing you know, it's been like, a half hour, an hour, or even longer, and you're still scrolling, right? And then your mind is so cooked, you can't even concentrate anymore. It's like you get to that point of no return with like all this cheap dopamine and consumption where literally any other task like brushing your teeth or fucking taking out the garbage is like such a hard task, right? Because as I preached in my previous video, like your mind is always looking for the more stimulating activity, right? So if you just flooded your brain with cheap dopamine, you're obviously not going to want to start your homework assignment, right? Or go to the gym. You're going to be way less motivated. I almost got myself in that rabbit hole, and it took literally everything in me, every bit of willpower, and I got myself out of there. And I was so proud of myself for it that, this is the message I want to share, that if you're ever debating between options of going down that road of coping and saying a little bit is okay and just giving in and drowning in sorrow, or doing the disciplined task when you're unmotivated but it's the right thing to do, 10 times out of 10 the right thing is doing that disciplined task. I promise you. Because although it seems hard in the moment, you're setting yourself up for future happiness. That's how I look at it. when you do something that is good for you, like working out, getting your work done, working on your business or whatever. Obviously, you're not going to be motivated all the time, but that's where discipline comes in, right? You can only be disciplined if you don't feel like doing something. Let me say that again. You can only be disciplined if you don't feel like doing something. So, if you go down that road, right, you just got to fight through that initial discomfort, like I was saying in a previous video. Get to that halfway point and a step, and you're going to realize you made the right decision, because then it goes from like this dread to like being proud of yourself, and having this confidence that you pushed through and did the task, right? And that's where genuine fulfillment and happiness is. I'll have come back from like a long run where it was windy and rainy like today, and I was like, yeah, like I'm glad I did that. Like that was the right choice. I feel genuine fulfillment. Like last night I was scrolling through Instagram, laying in bed, and I never used to like go on my phone before bed. And I caved in, and it got the best of me. Found myself scrolling, and you never finish those activities, and you're like, wow, like, oh, that was fun, right? Like I feel fulfilled. Like I'm ready to take on the day tomorrow. Like you never, like that never happens, right? But in the moment, we get this kind of like pleasure, right? But you have to understand that all of that is fake pleasure. It's fake happiness, because it's your mind is literally just tricking you. Because let's say you give in and you start scrolling through Instagram or TikTok. In the moment, it feels good, right? But in the long term, you just kind of feel shameful. You're unmotivated. You kind of have this like guilt with you like all day. If you do these like down bad activities, you're literally just setting yourself up for feeling depressed, or like having these negative thoughts and this shame. Like that's literally what those activities are, right? So it's fake pleasure. Like you don't get any real fulfillment out of it. So but the discipline activities, I'm telling you, like you're always gonna just feel more fulfilled, just happy within yourself. And after today, like I truly believe that's the case. After experiencing both like the down bad scroll fest and all that stuff, and then actually choosing the disciplined option. I mean, I found myself just at the gym. I was with the boys, and we were, throwing around weight, having a laugh. And I mean, that's where true happiness is at. Like it's nowhere else. It's not, buried somewhere in your For You page, right? It's not buried somewhere in the explore page, but it's found out in the real world, having face-to-face interactions and just knowing that you're making progress towards your goals. Like that's where it is. Just remember, discipline is always the right option. All right. That's about it from me. Really hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for the algorithm so this gets out there to as many people as possible. And also follow me on my TikTok. I'm going to be posting there every single day from here on out in 2025. So you definitely don't want to miss it. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. If I say I'm down to ride, I really mean I'm down to die. You can run but can't hide, quiet like a samurai. Put it on clippers to his head. My barber say he down to ride.